All right, here we are. Brady Lowry, Northwest College, Junior College, right?
Yep.
How do I say that?
NJCAA.
NJCAA. All right, so this is a week where I'm from. We call it a JUCO.
Yep,
They
it's a
still call it
JUCO.
that.
Yep.
All right, Junior College Wrestling, right? So we're in northern Wyoming. I'm from Central Ohio. Northern Wyoming is in the middle of nowhere where I'm from.
1,000 miles from nowhere.
1,000 miles from nowhere. What brings you, and you're from Utah,
Yep.
what brings you to wrestle at a junior college in northern Wyoming?
So I had choices where I could go coming out of high school. I was a 2-time state champ out of high school, and I went on all my recruiting trips, used all 5 of my recruiting trips, and the one thing that really stuck to me up here were the mountains. Like, I love the mountains. Nowhere else I'd rather be, so Coach showed me all the mountains around, and it was hard to pass up. So
Okay, so tell me about the recruiting process. 2-time state champ from Utah.
Yep.
What part of Utah?
Cedar City,
Okay.
Southern Utah.
Southern Utah, 2-time state champ. In Utah, you have to help me out. I'm just a naive guy from Ohio. We've got three classes in Ohio: big school, middle school, small school. What is it like in Utah?
So there's 6 classes in Utah,
Okay.
1 through 6A, and we were 4A.
Okay.
So I was
Towards the smaller end?
That's towards the bigger end.
Towards bigger end.
Yep, 6A is the biggest, 5A is the second biggest, but 4A was definitely the toughest division to be in for wrestling.
Okay, middleweight, you're at 149 here.
Yep.
What were you rolling in high school?
So I won it as a sophomore at 132, and my senior year I wrestled 152 and won it. And
Okay.
I took second as a junior at 138.
Tell me about that. We always want to hear about the losses. Listen,
Yep.
wrestlers are defined by their state championships, by their wins, by their world championships. But really, we all know the story. It's about those losses. Tell me about that runner-up your junior year.
Yeah, my junior year, it hurt, and that's really what made me turn my wrestling career around. I thought I was the best. I was seeded number 1 to win it, and I beat the kid before and just went, and he was more prepared. He wanted it a little more than I did. I was, just kind of not in the right mindset at all. My senior year came around, and I really tuned it in. That's not going to happen again, and I ended up going 54-0 and pinning like 50 out of my 54 matches.
So you came back on a mission. It taught you a lesson.
It taught me a lesson.
Okay,
For sure.
tell me about the recruiting process. You said you took 5 visits. Where'd you go?
Yep, so I went to UVU was my first one,
Okay.
and I thought I was going to go there. And I never went on a recruiting trip to Western, but they were talking to me pretty hard. Some NAI schools were talking to me, some D2, Colorado, Western, they were talking to me. And I went out there. That was cool, but still none of them were. And I loved Coach. Coach Ziegler's been here for 30 years,
Yep.
and really he just was straight to the point with me, told me what he wanted out of me, and I loved it. There's no lollygagging around, so I said, sign me up. And
Okay.
decided to come up.
You mentioned the atmosphere. The mountains is what you said.
Yep.
What do you guys do for fun around here?
We go to the mountains. I mean, that's the number one thing you can do out here. It's cold, nasty, but in the summer, those 4 months you get, it's just so beautiful in the mountains, and nowhere else I'd rather be.
Okay, so you go to the mountains, and then what do you do?
So I'm a big shed hunter. I've been shed hunting since I was little.
Okay.
And kind of really started to get into it these past couple of years. It's competitive, and I'm competitive, and just getting out in the mountains, and you aren't worrying about anything else. And when you walk up on a big shed, it's one of the coolest things in the world. So
Okay, Central Ohio doesn't have shed hunting.
Yep.
Define what shed hunting is for people that are going to be watching this.
So every year, deer and elk, they shed their antlers off their head and grow new ones every year.
Mm-hmm.
So their antlers are just laying on the ground, and we go and hike 20 miles in a day and through some nasty stuff and just pick up these antlers all day, and it's cool.
Okay, competitive. What's the competitive side of it?
People, there's so many people that are doing it nowadays with social media, and it kind of blew up, and they're worth a lot of money. Elk horns were worth like $20 a pound.
Okay.
If you found a brown horn. So
All right. So you're out hunting for these things for fun.
Yep.
20 miles.
Yeah, we put 20 miles in a day.
All right.
before.
Okay. Man, that sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds a lot better than some of these other kids that are sitting in their room playing video games all day long.
Exactly.
Yeah, good. All right, so let's talk about the wrestling. You mentioned Coach Ziegler has been here for 30 years.
Yep.
He's a staple in this, it's a storied program.
Yeah.
What are you getting for your wrestling progression upstairs in that room?
The biggest thing is he can't get down and wrestle with us really much, but he still can. He'll beat up any one of us up there, but he's so smart, and he really is big on details. Every details, standard issue every day, 30 minutes early, and just the details that really you don't think much about, the small details that really make you go to the next level. And it's kind of cool. I took last year off, and I kind of got to see, what it did for me and what it didn't, and I had to come back another year.
So it was a redshirt last year?
So we had some eligibility issues.
Gotcha.
My sophomore year when I was here, the whole team did, and we didn't get to compete at nationals as a sophomore.
Okay.
So I All-American as a freshman, and I was seated second in the nation as a sophomore up here, and then we couldn't wrestle at nationals, so I was kind of mad at the school, and I just decided not to come back last year.
Gotcha.
And it was biting me in the butt. So this is my third year, but we had the COVID year, so I have another year of eligibility.
Okay, so after this one, you still have another.
No, this will be my last one in JUCO.
This is it in JUCO. Yeah. All right, what are your aspirations for when you're done here?
I want to go somewhere else.
Okay.
I want to go somewhere bigger and finish my degree.
Okay.
Is a big thing.
What are you studying?
Conservation and law, so like game warden or fish and wildlife. I take a lot of wildlife biology classes. And
okay.
It's fun.
All right. So if you were to, maybe not name names as far as programs that you're interested in doing, but what's a good fit for you? Give me an elevator speech for what you want to do. What's a good fit for you and your personality, your academics mainly, and then of course the wrestling.
So big thing is the same reason why I came up here. I don't know if I can make it in Central Ohio without the mountains and flat, and that's really my getaway. So I'd like to stay up here in the Northwest and one of these bigger schools, and Utah would be cool. Going down to UVU and finishing it out, that would be cool. So
okay, cool. All right, man. What am I missing? What else do you have to say? I know we're going to tell a bigger story, but really this is all about you and the wrestling. What am I missing? What are your goals? Tell me what your goals are this year.
I'm national champ this year. Yeah, but it's been tough not being able to wrestle these, first couple months with that happening. The first week season started, but I'm getting back in the room, and I'll have the next semester to get ready. So yeah.
Are you competing now?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not competing right now, but I will next semester.
You will be able to. You're still recovering, all that good stuff.
Yep.
All right, awesome. What else am I missing?
The atmosphere here at Northwest College is different than I've been around other teams. I've been all around actually wrestling since I've been 3 years old, and came up here, and it's just there's not much to do in Powell, Wyoming. It's cold outside, so you really get to know your teammates and come together, and it's been a cool experience since I've been up here.
So I saw Utah. I think you got Oregon. I know you've got California. You've got Uzbekistan.
Yep. We got people from all over, and it's just we don't even think twice. Everyone's our brothers, We'll hang out with anyone on any given day. It doesn't matter who's in our car or nothing. It's where you're from. We love them all. It's awesome.
Tell me this. I'm going to pivot a little bit to the academics. Junior colleges get a bad rap a little bit, okay? And me, being an adult and now having the wisdom that I have looking back on when I went to college in the 90s, there's a certain stigma that you got to do this or you got to do that. I know that that's changing. What are you getting academically right now at the junior college that you feel like this is why you're here?
So I get 2 years of school, and JUCOs, they do offer you more scholarships, and they have more opportunity for you to get scholarships, and it's a lot cheaper than going to university right away. That's for sure. And you can come here and get 2 years, get your associates, graduate, and you only have 2 more years to go to a bigger university, So really it saves you a lot of money in the long run. And I think another big thing is the teachers have more time to spend with the students, and I'm really good friends with all my professors up here. They're awesome. That's another reason why I came back. They were all emailing me, and so they just kind of have that student to professor relationship that those bigger universities don't have, I think, and it's helped me.
What's classroom size like here?
It depends, and I would say about 10 to 20.
Okay.
Would be the normal classes. Some of them get more, but
okay, nice. All right, man. I appreciate the time. We're going to tell a little bit bigger story.
Yep.
But it's all about you on this one. Thanks for the time. What else you got?
Nothing. Thank you.
All right.